Not a lot of things I dislike in the world, but shin splints are probably at the top of that list. We're gonna get rid of yours right now. Hey everybody, Justin here. You're on Justin Does Triathlon, and if you have shin splints, I feel so bad for you because your day is going way worse than mine, and we have to get rid of them because shin splints are one of the most annoying and debilitating and potentially serious injuries that new runners and people who are upping their volume can get, and they're so common. I don't know of anyone personally who was a new runner and got into running who didn't develop some degree of shin splints at some point. They're just that common. And they can just be a turnoff for a lot of people who, you know, you get into running and you're excited and you're ready to go for it, and then you have a knife stabbing you in the shins. And if that doesn't turn you off from running, you're a weird person. So we are gonna fix them. And if you don't know, they are caused by a weakness in the front of the legs. So essentially there's muscles and tendons in the front of the leg, and when you start running or you up your volume to something that you've never done before, you're subjecting all of that to a ton of strain that it's not normally used to. So it's just like if you were to go lift something way heavy and you might get injured, right? That's what's happening in your leg. So there's definitely some advice out there to fix shin splints, and a lot of it's really good. The thing is, it didn't work for me, right? So usually what they say, if you get on Google and you type in how to fix shin splints, the first thing they say is rest. So you take a week off and you get back out there and you get shin splints again, and you take 2 weeks off and you get back out there and you get shin splints again. And if you're like me, you do that a couple of times, then you just stop running for a year or two because it's so frustrating that you can't make any progress and it's just not worth it anymore. So you just give up running. The thing is, a lot of that stretching is really important and you should be doing it, but it doesn't actually address the root cause. So like I said, it's a strength issue. You have to actually add strength to those muscles so that they can adapt to the strains that you're putting on them as a runner. The most common advice that I've seen out there is basically a heel walk. So you walk around with your foot flexed up and you're walking right on your heel, right? I'm sure it's good advice. If that works for you, fantastic. Personally, it never did. I don't know if I just didn't do them enough, if I never was able to flex my foot enough, which I think is what it is. So I did a ton more research, and what I found is there's an alternative strengthening method which doesn't seem to get a lot of publicity out there, but it saved running for me, so I have to share it with you. Essentially, it uses a therapy band to provide resistance to your foot, just like the other strengthening video that I did. So essentially, we're gonna loop that baby around a railing, chair, a really nice friend maybe, and it's just like lifting a weight with your foot. The second thing you need to be doing is a bunch of one-legged getting on your tiptoes. So one, most importantly, your calves are gonna look awesome. And then two, we're gonna strengthen the leg so that all of those running forces are better absorbed so that you can land more on your midfoot rather than your heel. Use your calf to sort of catch your body so you're not slamming into the road each time and transferring a ton of force into your shins. So definitely, like I said, I highly suggest watching my other strengthening video because the leg is not just one thing, right? So we really have to make all of it strong. But what I'm about to show you is obviously focused right on the shin. So if you just want to add this into the other routine, you should be good. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in, and I'm just going to show you how I actually do the exercise. It's super easy. You can do it like 2 minutes a day, and I think you'll get results. Okay, so step one, join me on the ground because we're triathletes and this is what we do. We sit on the ground in our free time. Like I said, there's two things you need here. One is a therapy band. Most of the time I use the light resistance. If you're really cool, you can use the medium or the hard, but personally, just buy one and loop it up if you need some more resistance. So the light resistance works really well for me. And then the second thing, you're gonna need a water bottle, and this is gonna go underneath your heel essentially to provide something so you can actually move your leg around. Pro tip, if you close this guy, it's a lot squeezier than if you leave it open, at which point it just collapses. So let it fill up with air, close that baby down, and you've got yourself a little pad. So all we're gonna do, put this underneath your heel, tie this around a rod or a couch leg or whatever you've got. We're just gonna provide some resistance. So I'll walk through that. Let me go ahead and just tie this up right now. All right, so now I've got my therapy band tied, and all I have to do is put the water bottle under my heel and put my toes through the little loop. And then go ahead and just stretch your legs out flat. I like to move a little bit further away so that when my foot is relaxed, right, it's sort of tilted down. One of the keys here is you want to make sure your foot comes back straight. So just straight back. You don't want to be doing kind of one of these all the way back. You want to just controlled straight back. The number of reps, like I said in my strengthening video, is not that important in my opinion. You'll know when you're really tired. Do a number of reps, you will feel the burn right there in the top of your leg. You'll know when you've got it. Most of these I just do till failure. You want to be totally rested going into this. We're not doing this while we're injured. This is a post-rest thing, strengthening up. So you can see that I'm just rotating my foot straight back, and right here, you can actually maybe even see it. It's the exact spot that you get those shin splints. You're also going to tighten your quads a little bit here too, so we can get that bonus strengthening in while we're at it. You know what failure feels like, do that number. And then while we're down here, I think it's good to actually go ahead and do those one-legged toe stands like we talked about. Stand up on your tiptoes, and we're strengthening those calves so that we can rotate to more of a midfoot landing. Running on your midfoot too is a huge little bonus tip of mine, right? Use that calf as a spring, remove some of the strain just off the front of the leg, and combine that with the strengthening and the stretching and the strengthening of your calves too, and you're gonna be in a pretty good boat. So that's it, triathletes. You've actually spent longer watching this video than it's gonna take you to go do this exercise. So please do it. Strengthening is so important. Take the time off, rest up fully, but then once you're rested up and you're all stretched, so your calves are nice and loose, and I think you're gonna find the results, and then you can be that person who's out running in the summer. For me personally, if I'm injured and I'm sitting in on the couch in the middle of summer and I want to go work out, I get into a really bad place mentally because I'm so frustrated that I can't work out. Strengthening is not fun, but that is what a lot of triathletes think, and then we get hurt because we don't do the strengthening. So please, if you're watching this, I hope you can commit to it. I hope you can do those strengthening so that you are strong and fit and you can actually do the sport that you love. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions on that, or feel free if you have any questions in general. So whatever your questions are, drop that down below and I can definitely make a video on it for you. That is it, everybody. Have a fantastic day.